Hey there, smartphone fans. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And back to business. If you're looking for a beautiful phone that's not expensive and has unique features, and of course is fast and has a big battery, don't overlook the Elephone A5. And here's my full review to tell you why. First of all, it's damn beautiful. This is kind of like a replica of the Huawei P20 Pro, but then right. There's glass on the back, there's metal finish on the rear. It's a very solid phone, and it does have a headphone jack and 3 cameras on the back. It does have the 19 by 9 6.2 inch display with a notch. This is higher than Full HD resolution. To add to that, it's also running almost stock Android 8.1 Oreo. It's powered by the very fast Helio P60 and has a 4000 mAh battery and USB Type-C connector. All below $200. There's a link to buy the phone below the video if you're interested in that. But now let's get cracking with the review. With looks in mind, you can tell Elephone really made an effort here. Very thin borders on the top and on the bottom, and the IPS panel has absolutely no screen bleeding issues, and the side fingerprint scanner is a very distinctive and welcome feature to any phone, because I personally always preferred it to the back one. Weight is a bit higher than usual, and the phone is not super thin, but it's built really solid. I think this is why it's a bit heavier. It's not too heavy, but it's not too light either. I really love the very stock Android Elephone using. This is practically Android One with like Elephone's team on top of it. It absolutely breezes and flies on the Elephone A5, and that's of course again thanks to the new Android 8.1 Oreo and the Helio P60, which is insanely fast in your daily driver. So here it is next to the Redmi Note 6 Pro's Snapdragon 636, faster storage, higher Antutu score. So Elephone really did their homework when it comes to hardware. And this is a dual 4G phone with global 4G LTE on both SIM cards. So this phone will work anywhere in the world. It has all the right band support. It has the European Union band support, it has the United States band support, and most of Asia's bands. And this is like on both SIM cards at the same time. So you can be rocking dual 4G pretty much everywhere around the world. Sound quality, Elephone have put some additional settings which should bolster the audio, but unfortunately the speakers, although loud, the sound quality is not very good. Moving on to the display, the IPS panel can do 1080p with 60 frames per second for YouTube. Colors are very good. There's plenty of saturation for those colors. Blacks are very deep. It's a very lifelike panel. It's not your oversaturated AMOLED, so this is really well, and it also gets bright enough to view in pretty much any outdoor conditions. Speaking about watching long videos, the battery on this phone wasn't really well calibrated and it needs a software update. The battery drains fast from like 100 to 50%, but then starts to drain a lot slower. I think this phone definitely needs a wireless update, which Elephone will provide in the future to battle that. But as things stand, the battery life is not sensational. It's around 5 to 6 hours of screen on time, but it will be much better. One thing that's really good is the speed. So the Helio P60 absolutely destroys any mid-range chip when it comes to daily driver functions like opening, closing apps and multitasking. It's like 30% faster than the Snapdragon 636 and just slightly faster than the Snapdragon 660. So the Helio P60 is super fast when it comes to daily driver usage. This is one of the fastest phones you can buy at this price. But what about gaming? First of all, I start again with Asphalt 9, which is one of my favorite and the best looking racing game on Android, and it's absolutely free of charge. Here the Helio P60 and the Elephone A5 handle it on high settings without any problems. Really gorgeous graphics, good frame rates with very few skip frames here and there, so perfectly playable and the high settings really good. Moving on to the Pro Evolution Soccer 2019, and we have the same story here. Pretty much flawless gameplay, no hiccups, just a skip frame every now and then. gorgeous graphics, latest game, Elephone A5 and Helio P60 run it, absolutely no problems at all. Score. Next up, of course, I will be doing a PUBG mobile test. The Elephone A5 and the Helio P60 are recognized as mid-range hardware, which they are, and you're allowed to crank up the settings to HD graphics with high frame rate modes. And it's running quite smooth. There were a few hiccups every now and then, but I think this could have been to my internet speed. Overall, PUBG Mobile is competitively playable at these settings, which is more than I can say for some Snapdragon 636 phones. So really, again, good gaming performance, very fast loading of the games due to the to the faster storage compared to like most mid-range devices out there, including Xiaomi and Meizu, Vivo and Oppo. The Helio P60 brings you speed, but it doesn't bring you a lot of efficiency, and it's a bit hotter than other chips after 15-20 minutes of gaming, but there is no throttling and the frame rate doesn't slow down, so it's not really that bad. Now I will moving on to cameras. There's 3 sensors on the back, but I'm pretty much thinking that one of them is fake or is absolutely not used because the hardware didn't recognize it. But regardless of that, the camera is really decent. I'm talking about somewhere along the Redmi Note 5 level of quality, which is pretty much the standard around $200. So it's not going to blow anything out of the water, but it's definitely compatible with Xiaomi's Redmi Note 5 and Redmi Note 6 Pro when it comes to camera quality. There is no AI scene in here, but there is electronic image stabilization for the video. However, it doesn't work currently very well because it tries to stabilize the image too much, results in like a natural shakiness a bit, so I recommend you turn that off. But photo quality is really good. Photos are sharp, have plenty of detail, colors are mostly accurate. There is slight problem with the dynamic range, but this I think can also be adjusted with an auto update. So if you're shooting something that has strong light in the background, you will lose some of the details. What the phone does really good is macro shots. Macro shots on this phone are amazing. The shutter speed is very fast. The picture taking is very fast. And in general, this is a very good camera experience from both cameras, be it the 12.2 megapixel Samsung sensor or Sony sensor on the back, because I really can't tell, or the 20 megapixel one on the front. It gives you your value for the money. So this is bang on when it comes to cameras at this price. It's not the best phone out there, but it's definitely in that price range, and it's very dependable as a camera phone, especially indoors. It does do exceptionally well when shooting scenes in the mall where some of the cameras I've tested fails. Moving on to low light shots, again, you retain the fast shutter speed and focus, but you lose some of the details, and it's the same for the rear camera really, and the front camera as well. Even in like really horrible, dark, misty outside conditions, I was able to actually capture some details in the photos, which is definitely a step forward for lesser known brands. The video quality is okay, as I did mention the ES is not very good, but what's also troubling is that once it focuses, it cannot refocus after you start checking the video. So this phone can do with the software update. Right, to finish all up, the Elephone A5 is a really good phone and you definitely shouldn't overlook it. It doesn't have the best sounding speakers and it has some software bugs which will be ironed out in the next updates. If you take those apart, this is a beautiful, very fast phone with a headphone jack, with USB Type-C, and with a great screen and great build quality at a very low price, and I think you should definitely not overlook it. This has been Stephen Fox. Thank you for watching my video. You can buy the phone from the link in the description below. Give the video a thumbs up if you like it. Check out my other videos and subscribe to the channel for more reviews like this.